Okay, I have with me here Brian from Ainsley Bullion. If you remember a month or two ago now, I interviewed Brian because there seemed to be a shortage here. Brian is one of the major dealers here, or the major dealer here in Brisbane, ainsleyBullion.com.au. And if you remember last time, it was completely out of the 1 kilo bars. Supply was 6 months, where it was normally 1 month. So Brian, if you could just give us sort of insight into the market at the moment, how are supplies looking, you know, what sort of buying, selling activity are you seeing at the moment?
Yeah, John, thanks for giving us a call, John. Yeah, what's happened here in the last week is the demand has been too great. We can't make them or have them made as quickly as we can sell them. And so, in fact, over the last week, it's been much quieter here because we haven't had either 10 ounce, half kilo, 1 kilo, 5 kilo or 10 kilo bars at all to sell. We've been selling an awful lot of coins, pertinent coins, and our 50-cent rounds, we've been selling them. We've had a pretty good supply of the 50 kilo bars, which we've had pre-ordered for a long time from the major mining company, and they've been coming through quite well, so that's been saving us a bit there. But I don't see it getting any better, to be perfectly honest. Next week we'll be selling, and just hope we can keep up with it. We actually need the price to go up a lot, John, to get a bit of sense into this market. It's quite crazy when you haven't got stock.
So you're saying you need the price.
The price should be a lot higher. That's the point.
You're saying you need a higher price so that to encourage some selling. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying we should have a higher price because the supply doesn't match the demand.
Right. Yeah. So to bring some supply back into the market, a higher price would do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've broken out now. If you're looking at the chart, you've probably seen it. So anyway, where to from here is anyone's guess, I guess. But
yeah, I'm hearing all sorts of things. But yeah, we'll just sit back and wait and see whether this, the short selling stops or not. I don't believe it has yet at all. So the opportunities are still there for people to get in on it.
No, they're still well and truly in the market. If you remember back into that last interview I had with you, you were sort of talking about the mining company that you source, or one of them maybe, it was a 6-month delay. Is still experiencing problems from the source itself?
No, we're not actually.
Okay.
And that's probably why we've got more blocks now. What in fact has happened is we've had a talk with them, and they've adjusted their supplier, their supply chain, I suppose you should say. People they're selling to, at least, in such a way that they're getting stuff to us a lot quicker. I mean, it was really becoming something we just couldn't handle. You know, we was just getting longer and longer the delays. But we're very happy with the way we're getting supplied at the present time by them.
Okay, very good. And do you, I noticed your website, you don't have any 1 kilo bars, 20, 10 ounce bars, nothing from the Perth Mint. Do you still have access to Perth Mint stuff?
Yeah, but it's a matter of getting everything coming through. I mean, everybody's dragging the chain. I think what a lot of people out there don't understand is that it's not simple making these bars. I know that Jeff and I, we watched it some months ago, some of our bars being poured. Let me tell you something. It's damn sight easier to sell them than it is to make them. You can rattle them out the door 20 or 100 at a time, no trouble at all, but you can't make them as fast as that. I think that's the bottom line. We've got a lot of granules, silver granules in the mix, but they just can't make them quick enough. We can sell them quick if they can make them,
Well, what it sounds like to me is where we're at in the silver market is we're using the mine supply now. There's no reserves anywhere. No one has, a couple of thousand kilos in their vaults anymore. They're literally sourcing it from the miners, minting the bars and selling them out the door. There's just no backlog. Is that a fair statement?
Well, it's spot on. I mean, we've got safes here with nothing in them everywhere.
Yeah.
We're virtually empty. We have got big heaps of blocks coming in, the 12 to 16 kilos. Yeah. But I mean, really and truly, they come in one door and they whisk straight out the other. I know even with them, we could sell a lot more. But I've got to say, I'm really happy with our supply of them. It's really picked up. So that's good news for our Ainsley's at least.
Well, that's good. And what's the smart money, the big money doing? Are they net buying, net selling?
No, they're definitely buying. I had a couple of massive orders today, like huge. Some as big as I've ever had.
Oh, fair income.
Yeah, that's the gospel, and that's what I'm starting to see more of. The big money is coming in, and as you know, John, it's the big money that's going to make a difference at the end of the day. We can sit here all day selling 5 or 10 or 20 kilos, but the people that are buying $1 million or $2 million worth, I mean, that's where the difference is going to come. That's where the shakeout's going to be.
That's it. I mean, if just an extra 500 million comes into this market, the price will probably double, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I can see it happening. I know it's happening here, you know, and we're not big by world standards at all, you know.
Yeah.
And so it must be huge in some places. Yeah, we've been looked after very well by the Perth Mint with coins, and a lot of people are choosing to take the Kookaburra pile of coins from us. We offer them very competitively, but we're managing to get them, and we've got a very, very big supply of them. So people can still come here and get silver. They just can't get what they want.
Have you noticed much shift in mentality from gold to silver, where once maybe gold was your big seller in terms of volume?
Yeah, that's right. And we're getting quite a few people bringing in gold and exchanging it for silver.
Right.
Gold sales have just slipped terribly for us.
Right.
You know, it's fallen right away, and everyone's got silver on their brain. And I don't think we've ever helped it, because we've been silver people for some time. Really, you know, we've seen what's going to happen.
Well, I'm going to ask you this question every time I get the chance to interview you. Do you think we're reaching any sort of mania stage yet? Do you think this has still got legs?
No, not at all. Some days here we've had 4 or 5 people waiting outside, and 2 of us flat out serving them, you know. But no, that's not mania. Now that we haven't got any 1 kilo bars and 10 ounce and all these others, today's been relatively. We've had a lot to do, but it's been relatively quiet in terms of people coming through the door. The mania has not started. I don't know when it's going to, but it hasn't started yet. No.
And even if you guys are busy, it's not really saying that much about mania phase. I mean, you guys run a tight ship. There's 3 of you there. 1 receptionist. 4 of you now. I mean, you're hardly a multinational organisation.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's not like we're big.
Yeah, yeah. But you are the biggest in Brisbane. You are the only that I know of, at least in the CBD area. So you would get the Brisbane business and probably a bit of interstate as well. But
yeah, I mean, I know we sell big volumes, but it's probably the way in which we do it anyway. You know?
Yeah.
We're not big by certain standards, that's for sure.
Yeah. So are you buying at these levels? What's?
Yeah, we are buying. We're really happy if someone comes. Of course, we're happy when someone comes through the door and wants to sell. So we've actually probably bought nearly 750 kilos, I suppose, over the counter today.
Wow.
That's most unusual. So normally we don't get to buy much at all. So I think some people are probably feeling the pressures economically, you know. And,
well, probably a bit of that, but maybe some weak hands getting out at what could be the once you break a new high, you tend to get some sellers, just coming in. And
one of the things that actually amazed me, John, is that people don't really have a lot of knowledge yet. I don't have people coming to me and say, "Oh, it's really gone up. I think it's reached the end," you know. And I look at them, their eyes glaze over. I mean, they don't even know it's not even the beginning yet, you know.
Well, I look forward to catching up with you in the next couple of months. Thanks again for doing this interview. Ainsley Bullion, ainsley.bullion.com.au. You're going to have some kilo bars and some smaller bars on there next week on their website. So good service, good guys, and if you're going to get some bullion, I certainly recommend Ainsley. Thanks, Brian.
Good on you, John. Thanks very much for that. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
No problems, mate.